thank you everybody for being here today on this year anniversary. Actually, it's right about exactly now that that tragedy occurred at Sandy Hook Elementary, and 27 people became angels.
On December the 14th, 2012, gunman Adam Lanza entered an elementary school and shot dead 20 children and 6 teachers.
We heard every single bullet. We heard people crying. We heard actually the people's death themselves.
With the shooter going back and forth to make sure he gets all the kids, she probably got, into maybe more than one piece, maybe in multiple pieces. Maybe she was not recognizable.
Jesse was brutally shot and murdered while he was in his class. And I'll think, could that possibly be true? That morning, Neil pulls up, I walk Jesse out as I usually do, and then I remember turning around and seeing that Jesse had written on my car, "I love you," with little hearts etched in the windows in the frost. I was so present that I thought, oh my, this is a moment, this is one of those moments, you need to capture it. And he had these goofy teeth in that you really can't tell in the picture because it's overexposed. And Jesse loved these goofy teeth. He wore them all the time, not just on Halloween. And then I just took him, hugged him, said, "Have a great day, I'll see you tomorrow night," and off he went with his dad.
On the morning of December the 14th, families across Newtown in Connecticut sent their children to Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Started like any other day, where I had breakfast with the kids, got Daniel on the bus, came back up to the house, and then for whatever reason it occurred to me, I'm like, oh, Daniel forgot his library book. So I kissed the kids and picked up the book and drove to Sandy Hook.
I went to work as usual, and this instant message popped up. There's been a shooting at a school in Newtown. And I was like, I didn't think that it was real.
Lauren Russo was a teacher at the school. That morning, her father, Gilles, was at home.
My brother called me and said there was a shooting in his school in Newtown. He didn't know which one. And then we turned on the television and we found out the little ticker tape, on the bottom of the screen say, shooting in Newtown, somebody got shot in the foot.
So then I walked from my car to the front entrance of the building. And then at that moment, I heard the firing of a gun and the shots being fired. And it was deafening. It was overwhelming. It was right there. I mean, it was so close, and it was like there was no thinking involved. It was just run as fast as you can away. And it wasn't until I ran and was hiding that I had that thought that, oh my God, Daniel's in there.
Sandy Hook School, call is indicating she thinks there's someone shooting in the building.
On the radio, I was hearing things from the dispatch because there's a radio in my truck, and it was, send everybody, and the dispatcher sort of saying, what do you mean send everybody? And the police, you know, just saying, send everyone, send anyone that's around.
I think I woke up to a text message from a friend of mine, you know, saying that there was like a school shooting. And then watching the news, even at that moment I was like, oh, Lauren's fine, you know, don't worry about it. Just, you know, played it off fine.
So I kept having people call with just little bits of information. I found out that a teacher was shot in the foot before I got to the school, and I thought, well, it's a situation with a boyfriend, you know? A jealous boyfriend came, shot the teacher in the foot, which is horrible, but, you know, we'll just go and pick up Jesse. He'll probably need to be consoled. I'm sure it was a scary situation.
The phone was ringing at that point, and it was Barb, and she said, Rob, I'm here. And I said, I'm going to a scene, you know, that sort of thing. And the best I can remember the conversation was, she says, I know I'm at the school. And she says, I'm hiding. And I thought, you're hiding under a desk? And so my words to you were, you know, we'll stay low and I'll be there soon. And you said something to the effect of, make sure the twins are okay. To the effect of, like, I won't be coming out of this, so you take care of the kids.
I have this vivid memory of thinking to myself, my son is in that building. And just like wanting to go get him. And I had this other thought of, I have 2 children at home. And so there was this you know, dilemma. I remember this, do I run inside and get Daniel, or do I stay alive, you know, for the children I have at home?
The train station's moving! I don't want to die! Oh no, I'm gonna smash into the...
When I arrived, thinking that my wife was no longer with us, you know, I saw her escorted by the police across the parking lot. So I was the first person who kind of had that relief, knowing that a family member was okay. And then saw Daniel. I knew that my family that day was complete.
It was just a huge relief to see Daniel coming out of the building.
Not many people know this. Only I think a few of the moms and dads and kids who were there knew this, was that the speaker was on at the time.
So could you hear stuff when the speaker was on?
Oh yeah. Like that.